Why am I invisible? I am 12 years old, and I just wanted a friend. I have never had a friend. I see people every day with their friends, smiling, laughing, and having fun. I enviously look on, hoping someone would acknowledge me. I even tried to talk to a few people. They all ignored me. Every single one. Was it the way I looked? Did I smell funny? To make the loneliness worse, I don't ever see my parents anymore. They just were gone. One day, I was sitting on a bench, at my favorite park, when I overheard a group of 3 kids talking about an old abandoned house in the outskirts of town. I was staring directly at them, and when they left to go to the house, I followed. I stayed a little ways behind them as they trotted along the sidewalk, laughing and joking as people with friends do. Finally, they stopped, and faced their destination. It was a giant mansion, but it was not pretty. It was terrifying. Moss and algae was covering the house, there were cracks in the windows, and the grass looked as if it hadn't been mowed in years. I gasped loudly, and covered my mouth. I didn't want them to catch me spying. Nobody looked back. I sighed with relief, and edged closer to them to listen to their conversation. The leader of them, a tall boy with glasses who looked to be only a year or 2 older than me, said, "This is where it happened. 50 years ago, a man broke into this house, murdering the husband, wife, and their son." I looked up at the sight for sore eyes and shuddered. What were their names? A girl about my age whispered. The tall boy grinned, "Terry and Linda." Their son's name was Isaiah. He was never found. Horror filled my eyes as I looked at the giant mansion, a relic of what used to be. Isaiah. Isaiah. Then I remembered. My name is Isaiah. For a moment I was silent and waited with bated breath. The tall boy continued his story. It is said, he still roams the town. If you listen really quietly, sometimes you can hear him. The boy said, breathing slowly and eerily. Tears filled my eyes. I shouted, "No!" louder than I've ever screamed in my life. The group of 3 kids panicked and ran away as fast as they could. I slowly walked up to my old house. I whispered to myself, "At least someone finally heard me."